He's so excited now, damn it.
And Eugene traditionally interrupts me when I'm starting the stream. So this is May 16, 2020. It's episode 8 of Bonfire English Talks. I welcome everyone to our Bonfire. Hello, Nancy, who is also my sister, and I'm very happy to see you here. Then we have Alla from China. We have Eugenia. Maria. Yeah, from Krasnoyarsk, from Russia. I wasn't sure if I want to tell countries, but well, I'm going to. So Maria from Russia.
Yeah. Hello.
Oleg, Russia.
Hi.
Nacha from Thailand.
Hello.
Vadim, Russia.
Hi.
And Eugene, Russia.
Yeah.
And hello to everyone who is watching us online. Hello, worst name ever. Hello, Prepper Dogo. Nice to see you guys and hope you have fun. And we are traditionally beginning with a simple thing about the week that has just passed or is passing rather. Anything that made you delighted or on the contrary disappointed you with something. Well, if you could share, tell what happened, why it happened, and what you think about it, you're very welcome. And who would like to begin?
I can.
Sure.
You called me the last and in the row, but I can I can begin. So my last week was like previous several weeks and nothing new, but this quarantine is something magical for me because I have changed a lot since I returned from Turkey. I set up my schedule and my typical awake time is 5:30 approximately, and that's what I dreamed last year, kind of that. Yeah, and everything what I do now is just preparation for my exams because I have two study sessions, and they made decision to begin in the same day. Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, that's all.
Which exams are you going to take?
History, English. So I have no chance as you. In the second one, cause you can see my English now. Yeah, and yeah, that's all. That's the most important.
Will your exams be online? No?
Yeah.
Online, yeah.
Yeah, and some of them are going to be in the same time. To happen at the same time.
It will be in form of test or in as an interview.
I have no idea actually. Yeah, and some of teachers made a decision that it's a good idea to receive handwriting homework. Yeah.
Wow.
And one of them I need to write, and it's 14 pages with 14. Just a second. 14 pages with I forgot this word. Just a second. Font, of course, with 14 fonts. Yeah, and so I have a lot to do.
Times New Roman 1 point.
Yes. Yeah.
Sorry, what? Handwriting, 14 size?
In fonts? I mean size of 14 font?
Yes.
Handwriting.
Yes.
Do you mean handwriting by a pen? But
Yes,
with the use of 14 font?
Yes. No. I have completed my homework. Yeah, but our teacher made a decision that it's better to have it in handwriting option. So
so you need to rewrite it from your computer to a paper.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Education is hitting efficiency levels that shouldn't be even possible. Nancy, how many cats are around already? One is in the background. The second is on your knees. Yeah. And where is FIFA?
She's on the couch sleeping, and you won't see her because she's near the like dog toy, and she's like kind of how to say that?
Hidden?
They look alike and hiding, like she
Oh,
hides on the background. Yeah, so you won't be able
Ksusha
to
is
see.
surprised about something. What's happening?
She's surprised that I'm sitting on her chair, apparently. So
Understandable.
yeah,
Uh,
it's fine.
Yeah.
Kale,
She'll be back.
of course.
So,
Mm.
so now we know who can replace Oleg, right?
Oh,
Definitely.
so thank you, Eugen. Who next?
Well, I guess it's logical for me to go next because I'm preparing to my exams too. So, yeah. But I mean, by preparing, I mean doing my homework without any consciousness, without any understanding what I'm doing, and real endeavor to make it faster, as fast as I can. So, yeah.
It's gonna work out.
Орснамевер поддержал ваш канал на 50 рублей и сообщает «Sits for chats». We are really cool.
How many exams do you have, Eugenia?
Only one exam in programming, and I have no idea how do they want to organize it. Because as far as I know, the teacher only has email, like no video calling.
Oh,
So it would be interesting. But I
Yeah.
have some. And you have to say the shot.
Credit.
What?
Credit.
Yeah, I have a lot of credits in databases and English. I guess I have it, and something else.
Can you give us some example of question for this exam, just so we could feel ourselves stupid, you know?
Yeah. So it's not like I read all the questions already, but for example, what function do you want to use to like transfer the massive? Yeah.
The good one. Would it work as an answer?
Hope so. Because it's C#, and we don't work in C# for my job, so my knowing of C# is quite bad.
I remember.
no,
Sorry, Eugen. Go on.
I can relate because I have the same situation, and but I know on my teacher's pages on Wiki, and I tried to write personally, but nobody answered me. Only one, and she answered something like, "I'm busy, not now. It's not good time."
Oh God, the story of my life. Same. And sometimes they read, but they don't answer. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah. Especially you can see that they have read your message, but they didn't answer.
Yeah. And I also wanted to say that I'm really happy to see Nancy here because I follow your Instagram and I'm a big fan of your cats and your drawings. So it's great to finally meet you.
Oh, thank you.
And it's great to see Nati here because I heard a lot about you from Oleg. And it's great to meet you too.
Thank you very much.
That's lovely. And we also have lots of messages already on the chat. I won't read all of them. Well, there is a person who sympathizes with exams about stress and sleepless nights. And there is a conversation about chairs that are distributed between people and cats with the preference towards cats, unfortunately. Or fortunately, depends on your perspective. And I remembered one picture. It was a photo of an exam paper. There was a question like, can you make an example of a risk? And I think maybe it was sociology or economics, and the person wrote no. And he was given, or she was given, an excellent mark, of course. So it was quite a cool example. Well, who next?
Well, I can
All right.
continue. Yeah, nothing special happens by this week. I still waiting for my robot vacuum cleaner, and I'm still waiting it for the almost 2 weeks. Where is my robot? And yeah, it's because of this situation of with delivery services and so on and so forth. But I hope we will meet soon.
Maybe
Yeah.
he has a lot of work to do and on the way to you.
Okay, do you mean that he is not flying to me? He just riding to me on his wheels.
He is busy. Yeah.
He's very busy. Now he is in Yekaterinburg. So yeah, I every day I check the tracking, and yeah, I'm still waiting for it.
We need to check maps, Google Earth, because maybe maybe there is this clean line, you know, like from
yeah. No
sending
cities,
point.
no villages, just line. Yeah. Very cruel vacuum cleaner, yeah.
Talking about vacuum cleaners, I want to clarify, maybe among us we have specialists. Today I had a discussion with my father about a principle of working vacuum cleaner, and we decided that the motor, maybe today I will come to be tedious, but I want to discuss this technical detail. I'm interested in it. How it happened when, for example, we have vacuum cleaner, we just started, and the blades start to decrease the pressure inside of vacuum cleaner, and air comes and suck off the dust, and the dust appears into the back. But what happened if the back, instead of the back, we have a big plastic box without any way to go the air out? How it happens this process?
Vadim, I have an answer.
Yeah.
First of all, shame on you, because everything is simple. The answer is
just for sake of argument. We're talking about cats. We're talking about, how about talking more technical details about vacuum cleaners, of course.
Man, the answer on your question is Fixiki. Fixiki is making everything. Yeah.
I just wanted to say
you are elusive, you know. Actually, you didn't give the right answer and the direct answer. You just
I like this answer. I can take it.
I personally believe that it is a magic outside the Hogwarts. So
everything is magic.
Yeah. According to technique. Yeah.
Well, Fixiki is a Russian TV show for children, and apparently not only for children, where small cartoonish characters explain how different gadgets work. And so it's quite a nice, actually, show about physics, I think. I haven't watched many episodes, but people say it's very, very illustrative and understandable. Well, and also there is a song which is the introduction to the show, and it says that Fixiki is a big secret. That's why the fact that Eugen tells about it to Vadim it's already a revelation. So Vadim, you need to appreciate that and ask no more questions, because
But I know the author of idea of Fixiki. Do you know?
And don't tell. Don't destroy the story completely.
I can give a hint. The same guy who wrote Crocodile Gena. Crocodile Gena.
Crocodile Gena is a Russian book for children.
Yeah, it's
And Prostokvashina.
Kind of equivalent to Mickey Mouse, let's say. Well.
No, please. Let's not.
Donald Duck.
No.
Okay, Goofy.
Quite different character. Goofy is too stupid. Gena, I think his intelligence is... He's smarter than Goofy.
Yes, and he's a musician.
Musician, yeah. Actually, have you ever seen the Korean version of Crocodile Gena, remastered version, new series about
Maybe
new
Japanese?
episodes?
Korean.
Korean.
You mean Japanese?
Actually, Korean.
Yeah, I like Japanese. Anime, right?
Japanese.
Anime cartoon, yeah.
Yeah.
The same
Yeah,
thing, the same picture. They just renovate the dolls and puppets, but it's quite undistinguishable from original story and original cartoon.
As far as I know, they created two different remakes. And the first one, the old one, which was made, I guess, 3 years ago, they used dolls, like in a Soviet cartoon. And in a recent one, which was filmed like this year or the last year, they used computer graphics, but they emulated dolls, so you
3D
really can't
models.
tell.
New 3D models.
So they, yeah.
How it looks like? I mean, 3D graphics.
It just looks like dolls. You won't distinguish it. It maybe looks better than dolls because the animation is more, I don't know, liquid or gentle. I don't know. It's not so jerky as original
Smooth?
Soviet.
Smooth?
Yeah. Sometimes you just forget the usual word. That's horrible.
Okay, who's next?
Okay, it could be me. This week I had an exam too, and I'm having an exam, and I'll have an exam for the future 2 weeks. Because right now I work with Eugenia, and I'm learning to be a project manager. And Maria, but you just mentoring me. And I'm trying to become a project manager. I'm studying.
Wow.
Yeah, and right now the work just jumped in the active phase when we have a deadline, and it's a pretty strict deadline, and there's a lot of work and a lot of telephone calls and a lot of meetings, and I have to process all of it and somehow not die in this process, part of for the calendar. And it's pretty harsh, but it's very interesting. And if I survive this process, I'll be the happiest man on the earth, I guess. Something like that.
Well, you'll buy me a coffee, and then you'll be the happiest man on the earth.
No, we didn't talk about coffee. We discussed meat.
Yes, of course.
Like beef or something, yeah.
Sure. And I guess coffee or tea or beer, or I guess.
So it's sort of a loan, right? I have to pay percentages. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So that's how my week was.
Do you see the end of your marathon? I mean, of work.
Yeah, I need to finish the project to help people who actually work to finish the project by 28th May. May 28th.
Not finish the project, finish the part of the project. I'm not sure we will finish this project in the next 2 years.
Yeah, but that's kind of a milestone. So yeah.
What's the project about? It's about programming or something?
Yeah, it's a programming project. I can't tell you more because it's I'm under non-disclosure agreement. But yeah,
it's a website.
Is it hard to create a website? I mean, as a basic.
It's hard to create a good website.
On
What do you
YouTube,
need to
they
do?
have
You
courses
need-
about that. That guy who always advertises like, come to my webinar, I'll teach you to make a website in like no time. And I hate
For
them.
28 seconds.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Sometimes 27. And they just, they have this interesting manner. Like there is this YouTube commercial, like 5 seconds, and you can skip it. And they say, if you don't want to learn how to make your sites yourself or how to build your business effectively, just skip this video. And that's exactly why I pressed the button skip. And I feel so satisfied when this happens.
Yeah,
You know,
so do I.
Adblock will help you not to see this video ever.
Sorry?
Again. Adblock will help you not to see this video.
Well, it's about the phone. On the phone, it's I need to buy the subscription, and I'm planning to. But on my laptop, of course, Adblock has ruled out all my problems. Like I think it happened 3 years ago, maybe more. Thankfully to the developers, God bless their souls. So, yeah, and
that's why I use YouTube Premium. It costs $3, but
I'm going to
it
do,
just,
yeah.
It let you get rid of all advertisements. And what's most important for me is that it lets you to turn off the screen on your smartphone, and you could listen to lectures in the background.
Without your screen switch on, yes?
Yeah,
Just
that's very convenient.
So you can use other applications and listen to podcasts or listen to some
Yeah.
videos at the same time. Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
But it's not fair not to permit it on the free version of YouTube. Why should we watch the screen if we want to listen only?
Actually, on the phones, if you open the video in like laptop desktop version in Chrome, you can close then and use it just like audio and listen to.
They disabled
Yeah.
it, Nastya. They disabled
Really?
it. Yes.
But it worked just recently.
I tried it and it didn't work. I don't.
Oh.
So I think they
But I
disabled it.
Well, it's very sad.
But I need this function while I'm walking. I prefer to listen to on my way to somewhere.
So
To
$3,
skip,
$3
I
premium.
$3.
I guess they just want some money.
They are greedy. I know.
Yeah.
suspect
It's actually quite a strange conversation always. Like, Eugene, was it you who asked me like if Zoom really was worth these what was that $15? It is worth 15
Yeah, it was.
15 yeah it is worth $15 million because like, hey, we are talking like sitting at home around the globe. Like, how much does this cost?
Man, I can provide you this service just for $5 million.
Well, I appreciate when I have this money, I'll definitely pay you. But I mean that we have been taking many things for granted, I think, which kind of made many companies insolvent. I mean, bankrupt in the first decade of the 2000. So I think we kind of have to switch this psychology. And I mean, this subscription thing, actually, I quite like it because it I think has found this compromise between buying things for ridiculous money. I mean, it kind of feels ridiculous, but actually it's not, because you're going to use it for like forever. Like Microsoft Word, you are buying it for like 10 years, and then you pay 10,000. It means like, well, how much you pay every day? It's like kopecks, rubles, and the amortization price is just nothing. We can't accept it. But now they have subscriptions, so it's even less. You just pay for a month, libraries, and I mean cloud storages. These jokes that like you buy a coffee for 200 rubles and you say nothing, like, okay, it's coffee, but it's just 5 minutes work and you can make the same at home. and then you can pay 200 for YouTube Premium, and you say, "Oh no, it's big money." It's not. Like it is not. People.
I don't buy coffee for 200 rubles.
Uh,
I don't buy coffee at all, except in supermarkets for cooking for myself.
Right. Well, I'm sure I can find another example. If you
I
don't
see
like
your
my
point,
example,
but
yeah.
you know, we have some alternatives. For example, some podcasts which can compete with YouTube in light of information, is quality of information, and I can have this.
How do they earn money?
I think advertisement.
That's it.
Uh,
That's it.
Actually, there's a couple of ways, and let me start from the beginning. Unfortunately, no, there's some unique speakers on YouTube which I couldn't find on podcasts. For example, Stanislav Dobrushevsky, he's a great anthropologist. He really knows his way about talking about humanity, and he doesn't participate in any podcast. But speaking about how do they earn their living, podcast keepers, they either play some advertisements or they use Patreon, the platform where you could donate some money towards podcast keepers. And as far as I know, they don't really have much money. They don't earn enough. So it's sad, actually. Um, I don't know. I'm really for this Google's attitude towards monetization. It's just 200 rubles. It's a really low price. Like even if you don't have a job, it's just 200 rubles. It's really a small sum. But for that, you have free access to, I don't know, billions of videos, and it's educational videos. And I know if somebody would tell me that when I was 10 years old, I would jump to the roof from happiness. And right now, I know. Andy, what is the word for the journalist?
Consumerism, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe it's consumers' extremism of some sort. Yeah.
About subscription, last year I was so impressed by one-time management app, so I made decision to buy a premium option, and everything what I got was just changing of design theme kind of there, but I spent just $10 for changing font and background.
Yeah, that's unfair, by the way.
Oh,
And and premium subscription for me just it's like a chance to use it productively, because I don't appreciate what I got for free. And as you said, there are millions video really helpful, but I haven't watched it. But if I have bought subscription, so I need to take everything because I have bought many.
Yeah, it motivates to listen to
Yes.
podcasts, to see the video, to watch the videos. Yeah,
Mhm.
motivates.
Yeah. And by the way, if you've got an Android smartphone, you could use some third-party YouTube clients like YouTube Vanced, for example, which gives you all these functions for free. You could just use YouTube in the background without any problem. The only problem is that you have to install this application from internet, not from Google Play, but from
Yeah, that's
another
not so
source.
safety.
there was a nice translation on the dictionary about this word, Oleg, that you asked about. It's first world problems, which I think is.
White people problems.
I remember this well. And I also want to relate to this, like your story about jumping over the sky of happiness, because I remember I was 6 or 7 and I was lying on the sofa looking at the ceiling and thinking, I wish my favorite cartoons were available anytime, so that I could watch them anytime, whichever episodes and so on. I thought maybe in the future I could rewind or skip and choose only what I want. The future has come. It did many years ago. Do I care? I do not. at all. And that's such a shocking thing. I remember I was 10, my father told me, like, in Japan, they invented a short text messaging service. Can you imagine that? They send text to each other. Like, wow, text. They don't call, they just send text, really. With phones, seriously. It was 2000 or 2001. And now, like, SMS, who uses SMS messages? Like, messengers, and this is so fast, and we don't even remember to appreciate any change, which is
Do you remember pagers?
yeah, and that's all.
Yeah. Have you used
yeah.
one?
No, never.
It was like a miracle, you know. I went to the gym with my friends, and I had a pager. My father gave it to me as a gift, and I was just, I don't know, pushing some weight, and there was a message, and I was like, hey, guys, look at this! I've got a message. Son, where are you? And it was, I was the coolest. I was the coolest kid in the class. And right now, oh my God, we have all that stuff, and nobody cares.
How old are you? How old are you?
People often ask me about it. I'm 33.
33?
Yeah.
You must be kidding us.
There was pagers when I was a kid, and
how old are you?
More than 40.
Okay.
And actually, it's hard to imagine that you was very happy when you saw pager, because pager disappeared. Maybe I'm wrong, but it disappeared 15 years ago.
But when
I had
fire.
pager in 2000. I had pager in 2001 or 2002 when I was 13 or 14 years old, and I'm from a small town, Kansk. It's right next to Krasnoyarsk.
Yeah, Kansk.
And all technologies go to Kansk 2 years later, you know.
Yeah.
It explains everything. Yeah. Kansk,
yeah,
yes.
my uncle from Krasnoyarsk. Used a mobile phone like in 1998, I believe. And the first time I used a cellular phone was in 2003 or 2004. So.
I had a phone actually earlier than you.
Yeah, you are from a big town, and yeah.
Well, it wasn't my phone; it was my mom's phone, but still.
Yeah, so that's why you're from the first world, and I'm from the third world. Yeah.
Guys, I got my first phone 6 years ago. Yeah, sad story, but I'm from a really small village, and there is no mobile net at all. Just you aren't able to have a call there, and to send some messages, we needed to get to the highest mountain there.
Yeah,
but unfortunately, I didn't have anyone to send a message. And this is a adorable place, you know. All population of this village is 400 people, you know, everyone. Yeah, and you know, when there is a plan below the village, the life stops. Yeah, because it's it's something. It's like a show. Everyone stops and begin to follow the plan, and that was a good time.
I have some. Yeah.
And when you're talking about pagers, I have no idea what it is, and I'm dreaming to get one. Yeah, and I have no idea how it works. Yeah, it's like a Tamagotchi, right?
Actually, it looks pretty similar, and it works like the person who wants to send a message to you, he calls to an operator, and he dictates this message, and then operator he sent the text version to your small monochrome screen.
Oh.
Yeah. I remember when I was a kid, it was popular to buy a call on how to say this phones on the street.
pager.
Phone booth
Payphone.
or payphone.
Pager.
Yeah.
I don't know. In Thai we call pager.
Yeah, something like that. To buy the call and to ask operator, like send a message, something like, Dad, buy me a gum, or Mom, buy me ice cream.
I'm in trouble.
So
Actually,
a pager is Apple Watch, basically.
Actually, it was pretty useful because when you're a kid and you have a pager, so your parents could communicate with you. Yeah, you could easily pretend that you didn't receive any message. So you're walking on the street and you have a message, "Son, come home in 10 minutes," and you're like, "Oh, I didn't see it. I didn't see it." And you keep on walking for, I don't know, like hour or two. Yeah. And when I've got a cell phone, that was a problem. That was an actual problem because my mom, she was able to call me and ask me where I am, and do I wear my hat, all that stuff. Yeah, that was horrible.
Just 8 years ago, I could go over all village, just to visit my friend and face closed door because I couldn't be able to know who is home now. No.
But you remember this time, but I can imagine how it happened when how people communicated in 80s. I mean, they needed to go to the friends, and if they faced the door closed, they just wrote some letter and came back to their home. It's ridiculous.
Many things.
My aunt told me a story about it. When she was young, she was in the south of our country, and then she needed to go home to Siberia. She sent a telegram to our relatives that tells to meet her, and there was a date when the train was arrived, and then the train should arrive, and a time, and so on. And can you imagine that she arrived at a train earlier than telegram, when they received the telegram? So she arrived at the train station and nobody's met her, and she was with a lot of fruits, with a lot of stuffed vegetables, like a lot of gifts for kids and so on. She had very heavy bags, and nobody met her. Fortunately, there are a lot of good people, and they took her, and they helped her to get home. But the telegram arrived, I think, 5 days later, when she arrived at the train.
Terrible.
Terrible, yeah.
Can imagine how
It,
people survived. Yeah.
I don't know.
it was
So
really bad SMS. Yeah.
Yeah.
excuse me. I heard about the system of post office in Russia. I heard it is so bad, right? Can you
Oh my
you tell
god.
me how bad is it? I don't know. I heard from many friends like Oleg or another Russian friend. They said, "Oh, the post office system here is so stuck."
Yeah.
Right?
And guys, after all this progress, there are still people on Earth who who receive messages and don't answer for several hours. And I think we need to make up some punishment for them.
Yes.
You see, the person
Yes.
is
No,
online.
it's
Yeah.
No,
me.
I don't agree.
I guess it's man versus woman, yeah?
Yeah. Because if you send a message, it means that you don't need an answer right now. If you need an
Yes.
answer right now, you should call.
No, it means
Yes.
that I'm polite enough to not disturb you with my
Yes.
voice. Yeah. But I
You
need
need
to hear from you.
you need to
Well,
add
you will
article
hear
to
from me
criminal
when
court.
it's time.
Yeah, you will hear from you 2 hours later, for example.
Or next day.
Yeah.
Angie, could you imagine that I work with them? Yeah?
I'm the wrong person to ask because I value my privacy a lot. So yeah, I actually tend to have female approach in many life spheres, and that kind of complicates my.
Bless you,
But
Allah.
excuse me.
Never mind.
Sorry. So
Yeah.
I could say that I see the point here that like if you want to call if you want something rapidly you call, and well that's difficult to say. Like there must be some privacy anyway, and there are things that are urgent and you kind of have to reply as soon as possible, and especially if it is working time. But well, also there are people who systematically answer very late, like they only answer after one day, and that is always like that. And sometimes it's just that the person is tired and needs some time to relax and to rest from this informational overload. I think we need to kind of well, I don't know if you wanted this such a complex answer. I think it was just looking for support, but sorry, I can't give it in this case. It's a very kind of.
I think the node connected with the border and which hit your window is more emergent than SMS. I mean, in the classification of emergency.
Yeah, you're kind of extreme.
If you want person to answer, throw the border with node in the window. Of course, it's a joke.
Come on, we can divide responsibility. If person hasn't answered for 2 hours, it can be administrative responsibility.
A criminal,
Or
you mean?
yeah, if over, he must be present. Because come on, especially when you have found amazing meme and to your friend. Oh, and I think person doesn't deserve to live after replying something like bayan or kind of that. It hurts. It hurts a lot. Yeah.
I don't know.
I think we owe some explanation for 19 Allah about
Yeah.
Bayan.
Just
The word in Russia to say that the joke you received it's old and you already know.
we need to have etiquette.
I have sent one package to my best friend, and he said, "Oh, I'm waiting for the ticket. If the package, you need to have the ticket first, and then you bring that ticket to to receive your package." But he said, "Oh, I'm waiting for that ticket."
Yeah, we don't talk about post
But
anymore.
yeah. Okay.
I have a question. Do you have some phrase in Chinese language, which you use when you get some meme, something which familiar for you already? Do you have something special to answer for this situation?
I mean,
Just
some meme.
for example, you got some meme. Okay, you have got some meme from your friend, but you have already seen this. What would you answer there? Is there a special phrase for this?
I think I will just Google it immediately because I'm a language teacher and I need to know that some name because when my student ask me I need to know. So when I know some names like online is new, I just like Google it. Or in China we use Baidu. It's like a browser.
Baidu.
Yeah, like Google and just Baidu it and know what's name. And like you guys just talking about Baidu, it's similar in Chinese. It's a baijiu is a kind of alcohol. So that when you guys say that, I just confused. Is this an alcohol or something else? And now I know baijiu in Russia is like a kind of device, right?
Device. Yeah. By the way, guys, we were talking about YouTube the first time, but there is no YouTube in China, and you use Bilibili, right?
Yeah.
Bilibili. Guys, have you seen Bilibili? At
No.
least once. Oh, you should. You should check it out. It's it's Chinese YouTube, and it's adorable one. Really, you will be impressed. I promise.
Okay, Ella, could I use an opportunity? And I just want to clear it for myself once and for all. How do you actually pronounce Xiaomi?
Oh, yes, please.
No.
Xiao.
I've heard.
Xiaomi.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I think Xiaomi is not so famous in China because I think the most famous company is Huawei.
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 Okay, that's new. I mean, we pronounce Huawei, so.
Huawei and BBK, as far as I know, right?
BBK?
Yeah, Oppo, Vivo, OnePlus.
Yes. Oppo, Vivo.
Yeah. So it's Xiaomi.
Xiaomi.
Okay. Because I've heard something like Xiaomi, and Russians are really inventive about the name of this brand.
Man, have you been in Xiaomi shop?
Where exactly?
Anywhere. Not in Russia. In Russian, it's not original one. But when I was in Xiaomi shop, I was so impressed. They're everything actually. Yeah, and really cheap. Much cheaper than.
I really miss Xiaomi shops in Russia because they do great stuff. Like I have a lot of Xiaomi products in my house. Yeah.
But maybe it's that situation that in China there are different ways to pronounce Xiaomi, and some people say like Xiaomi, or it's not the case. That
It's the tone. It's the matter of the tone.
Because, for example, there is this brand Nike, which is traditionally pronounced Nike, but I think even
No. Forget about this. Please, sorry for my interruption, but I couldn't be silent because I asked some my German acquaintance. All of us know that Nike is from Germany, and they said to me that proper name is Nike, not Nike. Forget about this, please.
but it's not true.
It's Nike.
It's true, but it's true
Nike.
in the stores. Like the salesmen in the stores, they cannot pronounce it Nike. It's forbidden. Only Nike.
I suspect Nike is people who wear Nike.
Oh. Okay, I can ask right now. Some person from Germany.
So, and that's exactly why I brought this point, that there is no confirmed common understanding that Nike or Nike is the only possible option. That's what I'm saying, that maybe Xiaomi and Xiaomi and Xiaomi and Xiaomi, whatever, are just circulating opinions with no dominant group. I mean, there is a dominant group with this Xiaomi, I think, but still some people say like there are options. So maybe in China too.
Yeah, maybe this word sounds different in another dialect of Chinese, for example. Yeah.
Why are we talking about Nike when there is Adidas?
Yeah, I know that
We're talking about Adidas if there is Puma.
Do you know, guys, that in Germany, stupid Germans pronounce Germany like Deutschland? I am a German myself, so I could joke about it. That's okay.
guys, I will go to have dinner and then I will go to plan to go to travel tomorrow with my boyfriend. So let's see next week, right?
Yep.
Or
If you have time, you're welcome, of course. Thank you for joining us.
okay, thank you. Nice to meet you all.
Yeah, have a nice
Likewise.
dinner. Yeah, bon appetit.
Bye.
Thank you.
See ya.
Have a
Bye.
good night.
Bye.
So she went to meet Zhenya, as far as I can.
And
Yeah.
apparently Zhenya was cooking something, well secretly under
Well, I guess Nati will be disappointed.
Uh,
First, he didn't cook anything, and
Puer,
second,
puer.
he's clearly
Maybe-
not American.
This man is full of secrets. You never know.
oh, maybe she went to Vadim.
A little bit distracted a little bit. Oh,
Of course.
what are we talking about?
Did you talk to Natty?
No, actually, I talked to my wife right now.
That's what he's asking.
Oh.
Yeah,
In
some
Zoom,
sound disruption. Oh, okay.
In Zoom, Natty's picture was right to the left of you, and she went to the right, and you just put your earpiece off and talked to somebody, and it looked like you talked to Natty. Okay.
Nice. Special
I believe
visual effects.
a lot of people didn't tell about their weeks.
Yes, I think we should proceed with this. And Alo, how was your week?
Okay. First of all, I was a Chinese language teacher, online teacher, but I finished, or I could say that I stopped my lessons like last 2 weeks because I have a new opportunity that it's a new job. So like from this week, I start my new career that's working for a company in Beijing, which is like creating Chinese material for the teacher that can use in classroom. So yeah, so this way I'm being in middle of my new job and I'm kind of excited.
Congratulations.
Great,
Sounds
congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
So, do you like it at the moment? Or
Yes.
already? Do you feel like you got a grip of it, or do you like a newbie who needs to, know the stuff?
Like before, I'm not sure that if I am a good Chinese language teacher because I'm not that confident. But now I'm been trying to to try something new, and I'm learning because now I'm still a student. I'm a senior student in university, and I still have a lot of things to learn.
Come on, I have seen you being a teacher. English teacher is not only about English. You're a very energetic person, and I saw the results. And come on, everything is good with you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and the fifth class is the best one, Allah, by the way. They're still
Okay.
writing me
Mm.
on WeChat. So who is the next? Who is left?
I'm on the center, and I want to. I mean, as I see myself in this Zoom interface, and actually, I kept silence because nothing happened unusual, and the weeks merge in with weeks, and I can code it the period of time as a mega week because everything is the same as it was several weeks ago, except that summer is coming, and I am very glad to observe from the window that the leaves are green, and I like it very much. And I like summer. That's all. And I suggest to call this period of time not the quarantine, but mega week. Our mega week.
Important announcement. Nancy's cat changed position. Yeah.
Yeah, several times, by the way.
Can I touch her?
Well, he's sleeping. I wouldn't disturb him, but headphones, he can't hear you.
Oh,
Yeah.
Put
That's
a
bad.
headphone in her ear.
Well, he's far away. I can't reach him here, really.
I guess
Yeah.
she'll had nightmares.
It's him.
Him, yeah.
Him. Oh, okay. I'm
And
sorry.
by the way, Ksusha is very, very annoyed that I'm at her space. Oh my god, you can't see her. But she's really
So many tasks.
unhappy with it.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
has
He's making this,
white
like,
ears.
Angry face, yeah, like, come on, go away, please.
You know, there is a meme in the internet about these Zoom calls that a lot of serious people, like CEO of big companies, have a Zoom calls, and suddenly one of the cats jump into one of the screens, and everybody just forgot about reports, about statistics, about all these things, and everybody was about show me the cat, show me the cat, there is a cat, and
Well,
that's true. That's life.
And I just wanted to jump in the train of Vaden's thoughts about the mega week. The thing is, right now I'm in St. Petersburg, and we had mega October. You know, weather didn't change, hadn't changed from October to April. It was
Oh.
the same temperature, the same humidity, the same lightning. Everything was the same. And every time I looked out of my window, I saw just those gray fields and gray houses and all that stuff. And I could really relate to what happened to Vadim right now. And it really makes the concept of time pretty funny, because when you face something like that, you really understand that the time it's in your head, and you could just spend a month living the same day from morning to evening.
That's depressive.
That's stability for you.
Oh, of course.
I think later there is a chance you will remember about this with nostalgic feeling, and you will miss those days, good old days when everything was clear and understandable, and you had like a lot of time because you didn't know how to use it properly. So I think that's the point. And this Groundhog Day is actually a very nice time. Just that you probably need to sit and think like how long is it going to take until it finishes, and then think about nice activities for yourself.
Sorry for my interruption about nice activities. I improved my handstand, and yes, thanks to quarantine. I can imagine when I would have a time to do this, but thanks to this, I'm doing this now. You are right. You are 100% right.
What have you improved?
Handstand, you know, just
Do you stay on your hands?
handstand. Yeah.
Mhm.
Without legs, without anything, just handstand in the
Can
middle.
you show
And
us?
without a wall?
Yes, definitely.
Oh, okay. I
Uh,
request a demonstration.
No? Oh, you know, I'm gonna find. Okay, Andy? Are you able to take a video and just put on the screen? Because I'm gonna fail it right now because but I have a video. I can pause it right now if you want.
You're losing your
And-
your star hour, you know.
Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Lady Fortune just bestowed upon you a gift of fame and popularity, and you're wasting
But
it.
Just right now.
Yeah,
Just right now.
this is recording, you know, and I'm gonna fail. And
You're gonna
it's
be
gonna
star
be
on
history.
YouTube.
Yeah, I can send the video to you, you know, and you can put it here.
Do you
I-
have your TikTok channel?
Happy I don't know.
You should.
Actually, man, I haven't used TikTok in my life. Yeah, and I know that it's very popular, and I should. Yeah, and
That's why you're not a superstar yet.
oh, okay. You know, I was looking for the moment why I'm not superstar. You opened my eyes.
So
So okay. Give me 10 minutes. I'm gonna think about it, and
All right.
maybe I will be able to demonstrate.
you can cheat if you want, like use the wall, just
Oh, sure. I need to use my laptop, and I will be able to have a background, you know, and all walls around me will be closed by a special background. You know this feature. I'll use it now.
yes,
No.
yes. Well, with this you definitely will be a star.
I need a chroma key, and you know, yeah, I need to find a room with green walls. You know?
Well, think about it. You have time.
Yeah.
10 minutes. We've agreed.
Okay.
Well, Nancy, what about your week?
I've got nothing special, I guess, this week. It passed quite fast, quite quickly, and at the beginning I was scared because I was about to have very difficult and new tasks for me at work. I was not like used to doing them, so I was a bit scared because we have like quite strict deadlines right now, and I just didn't know how I'm supposed to do all this stuff. But what I like about work is that you just have to do it, and like in the beginning you can't do it, but after some time you realize you did it, and it's pretty amazing. So now I'm still like on the process of drawing stuff, but I'm gonna be until June, I think, and it's quite hard, but it's fun. And yeah, so basically, I think basically my life now is just working and sleeping, because when I finish work, I think I reached this stage of work from home when you're stressed at home when you're not working because you're like you could work. So yeah, like in the beginning of the quarantine, I was fine with that. I was like, well, I can rest, I can watch movies because I have 2 screens right now for my work, and I'm very comfortable at home and stuff, and I can rest, I can draw. But now I'm just like, I should work, I think. So it's quite stressful. So when I don't work, I usually I'm so stressed, so I'm just going to sleep or I keep working. Yeah. It's quite bad, and I hope I'll break it sometime. But yeah, but today I rested and I cooked pizza finally. Yeah, and I couldn't buy pineapples at my nearest shop. There was some kind of like strange brand of pineapples, so I was waiting maybe they would buy some fine pineapples, but they didn't. So this week I finally used delivery stuff like for products, and I only have one what's that, like one company that does it to my district, and it was quite fun. And I now very like deliver like I don't see the point of going to shops and on streets anymore, I think. I like sitting at home. Yeah, and I want to like order all the stuff online and have them delivered. The only problem is that I don't have concierge in my house right now, so I have to meet all the delivery guys outside of the house, outside of the flat, and it's a bit annoying for me because I would like them to be like delivering stuff to my flat. But yeah, so I ordered some products, and today I cooked pizza, and I decided to experiment a bit and add to like a pizza with tomatoes, pepper, and pineapples. I decided to add some pickles to a small part of the pizza, just because I was curious, and it turns out fine. So you don't really taste it. Yeah, and hello.
What's the floor your
Hi,
hello?
Oh.
What floor are your flat situated on?
Floor?
Floor
8.
8.
Yeah.
It makes a little bit difficult, but you can throw the rope to your delivery guy, and it entangle the parcels, and you exchange the money, and I think it's quite good.
Yeah, it's quite fun actually. Yeah, kind of like this idea. Yeah.
I'm really
Delivery
looking forward
boss.
to the future when they'll start to deliver everything by drones, by the air.
And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
you could just open your window and
Yeah, that would be very
Yeah.
comfortable.
But what should you do if you have mosquito net?
mm,
A balcony or something else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess.
you just have to to buy the thing that kills mosquitoes. A fumigator. I don't know how does it called in English.
What if I don't want my mosquitoes inside? I want them outside. I don't want dead mosquitoes in my apartment.
You know, in modern world, your views are quite not tolerant. Why don't you want mosquitoes in your in your flat, in your apartment?
But you can build special portal for delivery drones, and they can deliver food to the portal. You open the latchet and little door, take it, and be happy
I
without
like that.
mosquitoes.
You know, actually, the history repeats itself. Like, you know, I remembered in old houses, in old rich houses, they had an elevator from kitchen, and you could just open the door in your room, and somebody would lift the food to your apartment. So we just repeat it. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Sorry, guys. I just need to reply to one person in the chat. So, positive. If you want to join us, I'll now post my email. Well, to join our meeting, you need to have at least intermediate English because we, as you see, we don't use Russian here. Well, I'll still drop you my email and we can talk. But to join, you have to have good English skills. That's the kind of threshold to enter. That's why. But thank you for the interest, and please write me a message and we'll talk. Thank you.
I'm an exception because I'm pretty beginner.
Stop this story, man. I mean, when you came to the interview to become a student and you said you were not a beginner and you turned out to be an intermediate and then you left as advanced, I mean, this is not funny anymore. It was funny. It was funny almost a year ago, but now, come on.
Almost a year ago, I haven't. I didn't know you.
Right, August, right. But August is just 3
It
months
was-
away.
Oh, yeah, that's really. The time is fast.
It is.
Yeah.
I giving tips to delivery guys, Nancy, if you use their service.
Tips? Not really. I used the service only once, and the delivery guy has mistaken. He took not my products and he delivered them to me. And I was about to pay twice a price, but then I thought like something is not okay. There are too many packages and the products aren't mine. And I asked like, "Are you sure it's mine?" And like the apartment was different, and we had all the kind of trouble finding each other. So yeah, I mean, he was tired. It's totally okay. I understand that, but yeah, I don't know. I actually didn't even think about tipping delivery guys, but I don't know.
In St. Petersburg, we have a service called iGoods. It's a food delivery service, and you have an option to leave some tips right in their app. And every time you choose no, you feel guilty, you know.
And how is it in St. Petersburg now? Because actually, I'm interested in it because I'm gonna spend next 4 months, I suppose, in St. Petersburg or in Moscow. Tell me about quarantine. Is it closed city now? Can I find some temporary job there, or I should stay in Krasnoyarsk?
That really depends on what's your profession. What do you do?
Just okay, just I can explain. I want to spend the time between study periods, and I have time
Okay.
only till November. Profession, so something kind of history and law, but I'm not good in it. First of all, just yeah, I'm experienced in the bank business. Yeah, I had been working. I worked in a bank
Uh,
for 4 years,
okay.
three and a half, three and a
I'd
half. Yeah.
I'd propose to search a job online.
Mm-hmm.
Try to find some job from Krasnoyarsk, and if you succeed, then you just come to Petersburg and work here. But if you want some some temporary job, well, I don't know, man. Actually, all restaurants are closed, so the most popular job in St. Petersburg, if you want it to be temporary, is a waiter. You know,
Wait.
a
How
waiter
about
or
delivery
maybe
guy?
some, yeah, or maybe some tour guide. Yeah, but for now it's unavailable. Everything is closed, and you won't find that job. You could become a delivery guy, but
Mm-hmm.
they really earn a little amount of money, like 300 rubles I don't know, per day.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't believe that you're quite agree to this sum.
Sure.
Uh, so um, if you have money and you could let yourself come to Petersburg and not work,
Mm-hmm.
it's a good opportunity because we have really cheap apartments right now. There's no tourists. A lot of people left Petersburg because of they lost their jobs and
Mm-hmm.
their universities are closed. So you could rent an apartment for half the price. I'd say something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have to earn some money, it's a really bad time. And I'm pretty happy to be a remote worker because if it would be different, I'd have to go to Krasnoyarsk right now. Our businesses are closed. If you come to Petersburg right now, we have a strong quarantine laws, but nobody gives a damn about it. Like we have to wear masks and we have to wear gloves. And if somebody will catch you without gloves or mask, there will be a penalty for of 4,000 rubles.
But
But
if you are caught without mask, officials will officials give you the mask and gloves
they will give you an opportunity to buy a mask.
to buy opportunity. Thank you.
Yeah,
Generous.
yeah, but But if they'll catch you and without mask or gloves and you refuse to buy it, then you just have to say goodbye to your 4,000 rubles. And you can't enter the subway, the St. Petersburg subway, without a mask and gloves too. And it's a pretty idiotic thing.
Sorry, can I just interrupt? I'm sorry. So there is I think, a chance for a game. Positive is asking who is Russian, who is not Russian, and is not Russian on our conversation, and so he or she says that Nancy isn't Russian and Alla is not Russian. So Positive, can you guess who is Russian and who is not? Let's play this game, and you guys don't tell.
But actually, when
there is a
you
problem.
began our meeting, you introduced us and told the name of our destination.
Yeah, but Positive.
Oh, no, residence. Sorry.
Positive joined later when after I told, so that's why. Well, unfortunately, some of you have nicknames, but well, that's not. It's not always the something real. Let's see.
Well, I'm
Let's
not surprised. Nancy has a pretty good pronunciation. Like she's native. I'm jealous. Yeah.
Well, it's 2 years. 2 years it's been studying, or 2.5, I think. I mean, Andrew.
You mean
You-
when you were in the group?
Yeah, I think it was 2.5 years.
So you joined roughly in July, August 2016, and then you left in February 2018. So that's like 2.5 years.
Yeah, so that's just a lot of time to study. But thank you.
Andy, I have a question. Do you have any thoughts about offline meeting? When is it going to begin to? When are you going to organize offline meeting?
When I
Do you
don't
have any thoughts?
when I don't feel responsible for potential people's death.
Mhm.
Never. It means never. you know, when people meet, there is some probability of death of people. You know?
Yeah,
Even
though
there is no
coronavirus.
quarantine, yeah.
So it depends on your attitude to humanity, right?
It depends on everything, of course. People. But probability, everything, every time exists, and you know.
Actually, we could have an offline meeting if we'll wear a gas masks. Yeah. And we'll play a game, try to recognize a person in a gas mask.
We can do our exercise on open air, keep distance, and talking, maybe crying out loud.
Yeah.
I think it's probable.
Yeah, I imagine myself crying to Allah, to China, out loud.
I believe we'll end up in asylum of some sort. Okay, guys, I'll have to go right now. I was really glad to see her. It was a pleasure, and I hope to join you next week.
Shall I book a place for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm really looking forward to it. I just have some work in business. I need to make a digital subscription.
To YouTube?
Yeah. No, I'm trying podpis.
Well,
And?
caption, signature, and
Signature, yeah.
also
I have to create
token.
I have to create a digital token to work legally and without any issues with Eugenia and Maria. So I have to do it today.
Okay, good luck.
Guys.
Good luck with that, and
Yeah.
see you. Thank you. Hope to see you on Monday, man. I really do hope to see you on Monday.
I really do hope to. Okay, bye guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Answering to the chat. Well, positive is Sergey. Nice to meet you, Sergey. It's a pleasure, and I think so. Nancy is my sister and she is Russian. And Alla is from China. You're right, she is not Russian. And he also complimented Eugene's nickname that dollar for 30 rubles is a dream. We totally
Everyone
agree.
wants me. Yeah.
Well,
Even you.
Actually, it's not specified what means 30. It's not 30 rubles. I think only 30
euro.
Maybe it was,
Yeah.
pounds.
American Dream. And worst name ever. What do you mean by but 2019? That we were talking about Nancy's participation in the lessons. I think she was not the member already.
No, I was like for 2 months or something, like January, February, part of the February basically, I think, because I moved in March.
In 2019?
Yeah.
Oh,
I moved in March 2019.
oh,
Yeah, and
I miscalculated. Well, yeah, just yes. Yes, she's my sister. Yes, true. Well,
Hey, Alla, I have a question. Alla, I was still interested in the job in Russia you told me. Do you remember? Alla?
Hi. Yes.
Yeah, I was still interested in a job in Russia, just temporary one. You told me, do you remember in China? I'm talking about Chinese language here, teaching that.
You mean my like?
No,
part-time
it wasn't
job?
clear. I interested in a job in Russia. Do you remember you told me when I was in China that you a bit interested? What do you think about this now?
It's not job. It's like a organization. I site, you mean?
No, I'm talking about new job here in our country. When I was in China, you asked me about some position, some teacher job. I'm about Chinese language. I was still interested in it.
Yes, but it's like I know that if I want to teach Chinese language in Russia, it's like in university or in Confucian institution. But like the second way is that we need to pass the exam that in China, then we can go to Russia to teach Chinese language.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
asked my manager about good project for you, by the way. Yeah, and we have
Yeah.
something for you. So anyway,
Yes.
maybe we will be able to see Allah not only through the connection, and maybe in real life too. Yeah, definitely.
so
So-
Eugenia won't need to shout over the mountains.
Yeah, that's nice to know.
Yeah, and some smoking question, yes.
Yeah.
And so,
Hello, Ariel Pink. Nice to meet you. And I have a question. So go into this word agenda again. So my last lesson today was with a topic about a video which you probably have seen on YouTube. It's about like telling yourself 4 months ago about what's happening now. Kind of like, I don't remember this name of the video, but there is like a woman who is talking to herself in past.
I think I've seen this.
Yeah, so she's saying like invest in Zoom and pull out all your investment, and also get yourself a dog and some hobbies which will allow you to have fun at home. And so I want to ask you, like, if you had a chance to advise something to yourself in December, let's say, what would that be? What, let's say, 3 pieces of advice you would give
December
retrospectively?
2019. you mean?
2019, yes.
first of all, don't stroke a cat outside. Yeah, the biggest advice for myself, because I was bitten by cat in Istanbul when in 2 weeks after that, I got sick, and you know what? I began to look for just a second. So in 2 weeks, I got some flu kind of that, and then I began to search some symptoms, and I found out that rabies, rabies disease.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found out that rabies has the same symptoms as flu, and when you notice symptoms of rabies, it's too late. It's 100% you die. And this psychological thing, when you read some symptoms, you begin to feel it.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
psychosomatic. Yeah.
yeah, and I was 100% sure that I'm dying. Yeah, and so I lost some money because I got some vaccine. It was expensive enough because it's Turkey and I wasn't resident. Yeah, and it's my advice number one: don't stroke street cats. Thanks, it was ordinary flu. So the second one, okay, I need time to think about next two. Maybe someone wants to share the first.
At first, I think I want to raise the questions about. I think it's obvious advice is to buy dollars in December. I think it was
Yes.
there was cheaper, but there is create a paradox. Of course, everybody can advise everybody to buy the dollars. And what will happen if everybody buy the dollars? I don't think that's the fall of ruble will happen if everybody just buy every dollar in our country. What happened?
Uh, dollar would the price of dollar would increase.
Would increase, you think?
Yeah, of course, sure.
But if everybody buy every dollar,
Uh,
and
they
then
will create more. That's
they
no
printed
problem.
more, yeah.
No,
They
no
printed-
need man. For example, I have some money in dollars, but I don't have bills. I don't have bills. It's just account, and it's not so necessary to print new.
I think paradox is when you have a lot of dollars, you sell everything to buy dollars, and everybody have a lot of dollars. Why do we need them?
Uh, but that's impossible. Everyone has all dollars. First of all, and if we're talking about this situation, so uh, I think nothing happens. Just It's impossible because some governments are interested in their own currency, so they wouldn't allow it.
I mean, I think United States government are interested in this. They just print it, but I think if we reduce the demand of dollars by buying it in December, the rate of currency, I mean ratio of ruble and dollar will be not so stressful as it is today for us, I think. I think nothing happen. Nothing will happen if we buy all the dollars in our country. I mean, not in the world, and we just have the same rate as in December. That's a
Just
paradox.
we have one problem. Our government and our central bank was buying dollars for all time when oil cost more than $40. So that's
Yeah,
yeah. And
it's,
if we have problems with ruble, our central bank, sorry, uh, is putting a currency uh, on the market. So they regulate it. It's not only American bank, it's ours too.
Mm.
I hope I was clear.
But our bank, our central bank, can buy more dollars in December, and then
So
can.
you guys are talking about money, and that's so unimaginative. Let's have.
Well,
Imagine
if you want to imagine something good, just look at Nancy's cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without even necessity to imagine.
Yeah. Well, as for me, I would advise myself in December to buy a vacuum cleaner, and maybe till the middle of May it will arrive. It will finally arrive. So yeah.
I think it was mistakes because China at this time will suffer of coronavirus, and you will your delivery will be would have been postponed in this case. Don't buy in
Maybe.
December. Anything.
Well, as for me, I was just thinking, and I realized that I really don't have, I think, any advice for me in the past because, as I realize now, I don't have like much problems because of the quarantine because I still have job and I have a nice place to live, and I have like all basically I have all I need. So, and I was lucky enough to plan um, my March the way like I had some parties and I went to Krasnoyarsk, and I remember I wanted to go to Krasnoyarsk in May, and I was hesitating whether I should go in May or in March, and I decided that March would be better, and now I so do not regret that decision because that would be just very unlucky. So basically, yeah, I think that nothing. I think I can because I don't need to. I really don't want to go for a walk, and I have forest near me. So if I really want to go for a walk, I can. I don't need a dog for that. And I don't know, everything I don't have, I can buy online. So really, I don't think. Maybe in the beginning, I was struggling because of the loneliness, like staying at home totally alone. And I was and my friend, she was also alone, and her boyfriend couldn't come to the city, back to the city, and we were like writing to each other, and she said like if we just knew a little bit earlier, I could come to your place and we would be quarantined together, like that would be more fun and stuff. So yeah, that time it was a bit sad, but yeah, now it's actually okay, I think, because at the same time, as much as it's sometimes sad to be alone all the time, especially so much time, uh, I think it's still quite nice to be alone in the sense of not being annoyed or annoying anyone who lives with you. Yeah.
Okay, I got the second advice for myself. Don't believe in big discounts, especially on the internet. You know? So it was 1 month ago, and I made decision to buy some shoes, winter shoes, and I ordered uh, shoes with 70% discount. It was original Adidas shop, and I can show just there is one element, one equipment which was supposed to be on a left shoe, but they put it on the right one. I can I can show it. Just a second. Give me 1 second.
Okay. The problem with big discounts, yeah, I agree. I saw a lot of stuffs and I know the price what was before, and then I see the price it was the same but with a huge discount label. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So look at this. There are
Yeah.
two elements, and the right one was supposed to be longer. Look at that. Ah, kind of that. This one is longer, but
Yeah.
if you look at this shoe, yes, and not
Oh
the straight.
yeah.
And when you bend it, it's you can see this. It's not supposed to be like this.
Yeah, that's why there are a
Yeah.
bit discount maybe.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
fucked up. Yeah, but I
But
hope that's.
can you make a return? Can you
Uh,
return it?
yeah, but
Or
I think it's better for me to use some special shoe service because that's really good quality shoe. And I think the specialist is able to cut this and make this hole, and it's gonna be okay. I hope so.
yeah.
No big discounts in my life anymore. So, and the third one, do you believe that people that we can divide people in two categories? The people who prefer night style of life, and people who are waking early and so on. Do you believe in this?
Early
Or
birds. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Just thanks to
I
her.
believe that we can change it if we really want.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have have you changed? Have you experienced person in it? Because I need some advices. Because I'm in the process now.
I'm constantly changing my regimes, and it's like several times a year. And I do not do it intentionally. I think it has to do something with like seasonal change and the duration of the light day. But like currently right now, it's very hard for me to exist in the mornings, and I only feel fine in the evenings. And like sometime in winter it was differently. I was totally fine in the mornings, and I was wanted to sleep in the winter, so well, in the evening. So I think it's just you just how to say uh, I forgot the word. You learn to live with it, basically,
Hmm.
accept it, maybe, and try to make the best out of it. Maybe I don't know, but like just it works for me because I really can't control it, and I try to live as I can live. So yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So Eugene, do you want to be an early bird or
Yeah,
an night
of
owl?
course.
An
The
early
first
bird.
one, my purpose is waking up at 30 minutes past 4 a.m.
Past 4 a.m.
4:30,
That's cool
4:30,
even for
4:30.
me, and I'm a morning person.
Because I need I need to have approximately 3 hours for myself before work. Yeah,
Why
approximately.
do you need to wake? You need 3 hours before stop working.
Before I begin work. Yeah, before the office and so on.
But on the,
Because
in this
English,
case,
Polish study and so on. I need my own time.
and in this case, what time you want to go to bed? If you want to go, to get up at 4:30,
9:30, 9:30.
9:30,
Mm-hmm.
8 hours
Can
You know,
sleep.
I go to bed well around 9:30 actually,
mm-hmm.
and I wake up around 7 a.m.
Really?
So
Wow.
I'm not sure.
Oh, just 6 7 hours is enough for me. I'm talking about sleep. Oh, you my hero. Come on, oh, I can imagine me. Just I have been waking up at 6 for 4 days, and today, okay, this excuse that I woke up later because of this podcast. Actually, I found justification, right, for myself this morning when I woke up at 6. I was thinking, this evening I'm gonna participate this podcast, so I have a right to sleep a bit more, and so I woke up at 10. Yeah, but I fucked up. Yeah,
A
this is
bit
just
more.
yeah, this is just excuse. Yeah, but I think it's just I feel shameful every time when I think about my schedule, and I'm sure 100% that I need to change it, definitely. because there was time when I woke up early and I was incredibly happy. And maybe I'm speaking English now, at least somehow, thanks to that time when I woke up so early. Yeah, because you're like alone in the city. Everyone is sleeping, and you feel
Yeah, that's nice
magically.
feeling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of. But I can't stand the light that now the night is shorter. Yeah, and that's not so cool. It's winter. Yeah, and you don't feel so magical, unfortunately.
I managed to wake up on Friday at 1 o'clock at night because I went to bed at 9 o'clock on Thursday. And so I slept 4 hours, then woke up because of some subconscious upheaval. And then that's why at 5 o'clock I went to Yenisei to see the sunrise. And I think you saw that on my stories. And then I think I still slept like about 2 or 3 hours in the morning later because I wanted to have fresh head before lessons, and I had 6 later, so I had to have a head. And so the most tragic part was that I couldn't fall asleep after my 6 lessons. Anyway, I fell asleep at 3 o'clock at night, I think, today. Even that I had slept before that less than 6 hours, just was impossible to fall asleep. I don't know why. It's just, and I was so happy that morning, that like night I would say, because I think my previous same experience had been maybe 2 years or 3 years ago, or even more, when I went to the bank at night. Not including cases when I came back from Budapest or from Africa and it was early morning, because it's kind of different story. So I wish I could do that, like wake up early, but I cannot do anything to just fall asleep. It's such a tragedy.
You know, some time ago, I read about 5 seconds rule. When you need to do something, you need to close your eyes and count till 0, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I made a decision to count when I need to wake up. It didn't work.
Why you are asleep?
Yeah, just when you hear your alarm clock, and yeah, and I noted that I'm keeping I'm keeping counting and falling asleep again. Yeah, so
maybe you need to record as your wake call your speech as you when you counting something, and maybe swearing on yourself. Get up, you bastards.
Bad affirmation, very bad affirmations. Psychologists would say that it is a very bad idea because it will lower your self-esteem. I was watching that guy from America, Jocko Willink, an ex-Navy SEAL soldier, and so he looks like this beefy, strong, kind of like the soldierest soldier in the world. And so there are always comments in this style that we used to joke about. Who was that? There were memes about the strongest guy in the planet who can count until infinity and who can win himself, who can wheel the wall playing tennis. Who was that? Chuck Norris. So the same joke about Jocko Willink that he wakes up the alarm clock, not the opposite way. So, and I was like, well, nice one.
I remember when I was in university, the first university, it was some night studying, and in the morning I heard the alarm. So I took my phone, and I was like, I was lying down, and I was it was hovering over my face, and I took off the alarm and thought, well, I will just close my eyes for a second, and then I will wake up. And I wake up because my phone actually fell down on my face. It was the best alarm ever.
So yeah, you have a superpower. You can wake up. You can fall asleep in 1 second. I would like to have this superpower actually.
After
To fall
you
asleep.
reading the King of Nibelungs for all night, yeah, you can do it. Just try.
Yeah.
That's actually the precious moments when you study philology. Sometimes you need to read like this book for like 2 days. And
Yeah.
you have no chance. You just need to read.
Maybe you know the most difficult thing in this it just get slept. Just one thing is just lie down. The second one is just fall asleep, and the fall asleep is the most difficult. Yeah, maybe I should read something boring, something about history, because
Well,
yeah,
it
just
depends on the period of history. Some of them are quite fascinating.
you know, my history teacher thinks that the most boring character in history is Lenin. Yeah, and he hates him so much. He said, you know, Andy, how to say? Maybe I told you the story. How to say заочник in English?
You can say correspondence course student, or, well, yeah, I think it is correspondence course student.
Yeah, just okay. I'm not sure that I'm able to pronounce it. So he said, he said to us that Ленин был хуже заочника. Вот, даже хуже заочника. Yeah, much more. He hates Lenin so much that he is avoiding to move by road named after Lenin. He tries to change another way. Yeah, because
It's a difficult task because a lot of roads, about a lot of streets are named in fame of Lenin.
And Marx.
Marx.
Yeah. What is your attitude to Lenin?
Oh no, no. Kostya is on the chat. Kostya is on the chat. You can message him and have another night conversation. I can even invite you to my flat if you want to have a kind of face-to-face conversation. But don't begin it now.
I have only one condition: no any drink in Kostya's hand, please.
Well, Kostya, sorry for that, but Eugene has spoken. So.
No, Kostya is really cool guy, and I enjoyed our conversation at that time.
He's informed. I forwarded your message to him. So yeah, let's keep this wonderful story away about Lenin. We know you love him. By the way, you know, yeah. It's quite interesting that people behind you only pass from one door to another, but not the opposite way.
Yeah,
so and I and so like this exactly. And
do you have portals here?
Yes, or is Matrix broken?
Maybe it's a record. You have a screen and
this chroma key, right? So,
okay. Yeah.
Oh, no. It's come back to normality. Okay.
Yeah, just it's chroma key, and I'm so alone that I made a decision to put this video. Actually, there is one more person, but he isn't so adult enough, so you aren't able to see him.
And I shouldn't. It's better not to have children on the stream. For safety reasons.
And yeah. That's where I love location. Yeah, maybe you know it's more crowded than outside now because quarantine.
So I want to ask Al because she hasn't had a chance to tell. So if you could return to December and tell something yourself about the coming future, like what would you tell? What would you advise? To invest, to get some habits, to buy something or to sell something?
Okay, as for me, if I go back to December 2019, I will like advise my classmate that to bring more clothes or book to go back home, because it's like just before the coronavirus outbreak, just right before we have a winter vacation, and like we just think that it's just like a normal vacation, and we bring nothing to go back home. But like till now, I have been at home like half a year, and like I bring few clothes and a little things. So if I can go back to December, I will advise like my friends or classmates that you guys need to bring more stuff to go back.
To bring more stuff to where? Sorry.
To go back home.
Oh.
Because we have the winter vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh, I just.
You got me?
Yeah, I have one thing. Actually, this time I was supposed to be in China, and I can show you something. Just a moment.
Oh.
Okay.
Where is it? Look at that. I have my visa, my Chinese visa opened. Yeah, but and I have paid for that, but unfortunately I'm not able to use it. And I have a question, Ola, to Chinese embassy. They put the visa randomly. I have two Chinese visa, but first of them on the 10th page, and the second one on 34th. Why so random? Yeah, because the first time when I was supposed to visit China, I remember that I didn't get the answer from embassy. They just sent my international passport, and when I opened this, I was sure that my visa is denied. I began to check all of them, and only in some time I realized that I was approved. Yeah, and it was nervous a bit.
Yeah.
It reminds me of my story with South Africa, with Cape Town and South African embassy in Moscow. We have only one embassy, well, two. One of them is higher status in Moscow, and one of them is in Vladivostok. And so the story is that South Africa is actually visa-free for Russia, and Russia is visa-free for South Africans, and technically you can just go. Well, I, as a kind of disciplined citizen and traveler, I still called the embassy, and I said, well, I want to go as a volunteer to South Africa. Could you tell me what I need? And they said, first of all, as a volunteer, you have very little chance to go. We usually deny volunteers. Secondly, we'll tell you no information unless you come to our office, so goodbye. I was like, well, sorry, I'm in Krasnoyarsk. And they said, well, okay, collect your documents and then send you a person. We will review the documents and tell you. I said, well, I kind of like have only a couple of questions. Can I ask? They said, no, we don't consult by the phone. I was like, well, I'd like to, like, not to bother you, but your site doesn't have this information. And they're like, we know, but we don't consult by the phone. So, like, collect your documents and then send you a person, but we will probably deny you. And I was like, well, yeah, sure, like, I got you, goodbye, have a nice day. And they hung up. And well, you can imagine my condition after the conversation. And I calculated, like, all the documents they required for volunteering would have cost me maybe 40,000 rubles, which is like $500 for all, and all this, like, with the promise to deny me, like to reject my visa, and which actually is not essentially necessary at all. Like we will humiliate you on no grounds, like just like that. And I was kind of confused, and I thought, well, if you don't want me as a volunteer, I'll go as a tourist and volunteer. And I was like, well, apparently the conversation isn't going anywhere, and I need these 40,000 rubles. And so I went just savage. I just went like that. But of course, I was super stressed and anxious, and I collected all the possible documents I could, like bank statement, vaccination certificate I had against yellow fever, which made me a leopard in combination with overtake of vitamin C. Well, it was quite a stupid idea, but it was an unforgettable experience. And then I had my letter from my company from my English school about my position, and I bought insurance. Hell is that, Eugene? So and you don't talk like that to your brother. Come on.
It's okay.
Исчезни, пожалуйста.
All right.
He was trying to help you. He want to make a chroma key. He just
Yeah,
chose
apparently.
It's just
the wrong
chroma key.
color. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Никита, я тебе удалю все игры, я тебе обещаю.
so
Okay,
I think ignorance is going to help you. If you ignore him,
Yeah.
he'll just go away, like the rule says. So I collected everything, and I went, and at the border, I was standing shaking at the airport, already in Cape Town, and it was like 35 hours flight in total, and I was exhausted. I actually remember taking off in Doha. I actually was dreaming that the plane should crash, and I would just be free of my toil and moil. Like I would just rest in peace without all this anxiety. And I was so exhausted, and I just landed without many emotions already. But still, I was trembling. And then this border officer just looked at me, took my passport, international passport stamped with a red stamp, and just gave it to me back without looking at me, without looking at my documents. I was like, "That's all? 3 months?" He was like, "Yeah, sure, please pass." And that was it. That was it. Just,
Yeah.
I mean, and I was shocked. I was bewildered with that because, like, why? What was that nonsense about at the embassy? Like, we will reject you. I mean, if you don't care about like visa-free guys coming into a country, why do you like talk to them in this manner? But well, I was told that it is actually normal practice for embassies around the world, that they are kind of mean guys.
Your story, which was reminded by my story, reminds me new story. My best friend has visited 3 countries to get American visa, but he was denied 3 times. Yeah, it was Ukraine, Georgia, and something else. Is it clear? No?
Yeah.
What's wrong?
He was trying to get these in different countries, not in Russian, right?
Yeah, it was Georgia, it was Ukraine, and something else. Sweden, I suppose. Yeah, because there was a big wait line in Russian embassy, and it
Yeah.
was simpler to visit Ukraine or Georgia. But anyway, he was denied, and he
Yeah.
spent a lot of money on this.
Oh my
As far as
god.
I know, it's really difficult to get the American visa. For example, the athletes who has American visa has some kind of better luck in our country because our sport government knows that these athletes can go to international competitions. So sometimes they had preferences.
I heard that some Asian countries give visa to Russian people, and it is easier to get visa in some of Asian countries, like not Thailand, like Malaysia maybe, and something like this. Because one of my friends, not friends, but the person I knew well, she get visa. She was denied in visa in Russia, in Moscow, but she got visa in some of Asia country. I don't remember which one, but yeah, that's really interesting because it was easy to go to get this visa in this country, but not in Moscow, in Russia. And yeah, she actually spent a lot of money to to fly to Moscow, to live in Moscow to get this visa, but she was denied. And in Asia, she got it easily. That's strange.
By the way, I checked our sales today and noticed that flight tickets to Moscow cost a bit more than 3,000 rubles, and that's a good chances. and
Yeah.
uh, and you're able to get your flight
Hell costs
June,
cheaper.
July, and so on. It's and that's why I got the idea to spend next several months in another city definitely because I don't see differences between New City and Krasnoyarsk. Krasnoyarsk just for me there.
Well, if you find an online job, it could be even interesting opportunity for you.
Just all cities in Russia are full of banks, and so actually I hate banks, but I'm experiencing this, and so that's not a big problem. That's not big deal for me to find a job. Anyway, definitely. But but anyway, I think that I need to escape from this position, from this sphere, because I'm sure that in 10, 12, 20 years, we will be able to get loans, debt distantly on internet and
I
so on.
hope so.
Yeah.
Actually, you can get this service just right now, but unfortunately, a lot of people will lose their job.
And what sphere are you thinking for?
Пожалеешь об этом. Yeah.
So what sphere are you thinking for?
Sorry?
Not the banking. I mean, what do you think for your future right now? What sphere do you want to choose? If it is not banking, what else?
So, I'm getting pedagogical education, but I'm still not sure about it. But I'm really interested in economy, and I'm really good in it. And I got self-education. I have spent a lot of time learning economic, reading books, and after my education, I'm gonna get another one.
Yeah.
Just and when I'm doing something according economic, I feel like I'm into some flow, and I begin to forget about time, and so I think it's
That's
mine.
great.
Yeah, that's great. You find the thing that excites you. It's good. It's
Yeah, but
perfect.
actually, I think that this topic, the theme, must make excited all people, because it's about money. Yeah, and everyone have deal with money, except people in Venezuela, but
In
we know
where?
the problem. Venezuela, there is communism, something kind of that.
They don't have money?
Uh, no, just special color for printer costs more than their money, and it's a bit not logical to print money for them. So and that's really often for them to exchange something. So you have bigger chance to get bread exchanging something than that put money aside for that. It's like plan economic kind of that. Yeah, and so I have good news for you. All of you are millionaires now in Venezuela.
Oh my
Even if you
God,
have
it's so
Oh
great.
my god. Yeah, great news. Really.
I remember
yeah.
that movie Eurotrip when they found themselves in Bratislava and they have something about $1 and they found out that they're millionaires still.
Yeah, I remember thing that then I traveled to Budapest, and I had to exchange my money from euros to forints, forints is money in Budapest, and instead of 200 euros, I got like thousands of forints. I think, oh my god, I'm a millionaire because I have thousands of some monies. It was very funny, yeah.
Guys, I remember the moment. It was very strange story when my friend asked me to buy some medicine for his mother, and this medicine was allowed only in Istanbul because they had recipe. And so I was moving to airport because I was supposed to get medicine from delivery guy and replace it to pass it to girl who was supposed to fly to Krasnoyarsk. Yeah, and in the middle of my way, my friend called me and said like, so I can't pay for medicine. Can I send my money to you, and you will pay for me? Okay, no problem. And when I got an airport, I realized the delivery guy didn't bring the special machine for paying. Yeah,
Yeah.
and when I checked my bank account, I realized that my friend sent me 300,000 rubles, and I was like, "What the hell?" I was thinking that the price is maybe 10,000 rubles, but 300. Okay, I'm calling my friend, and he's saying me like, "Okay, uh, we have no option, just withdraw money." But it's another country. I have a Russian card, and I see 12 ATMs, different ATMs. And when I withdraw the first 100 Turkish lira, I realize that commission is 10%. Yeah, and the
Yeah,
biggest
it's painful.
yeah, and the biggest bill is 100 Turkish lira, and I need to withdraw 20 27,000 Turkish lira. So, and one ATM allowed to withdraw only 1,000 Turkish lira. Could you imagine how many times I needed
Yeah.
to withdraw? And I needed to check every ATM to find out the lowest commission. And I was like idiot running around ATMs with and my pockets were full of money. And
Yeah.
I I realized that bodyguards began to look at me, and people joke back, and I was like, "What's happening?" And when delivery guy arrived, he began to count it, uh,
Oh yeah.
sitting on the floor, and I'm realizing that I'm losing time, and I'm not able to catch the passenger from the plane. And you know what? Uh, Coming home, I realized that I gave him 1,000 Turkish lira extra money. You know how? When he was counting, he used one more extra bill as a clip. For example, he count 10 bills and used 11 one to clip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he made 10 packs, and he said to me like, "Oh, it's 10,000," but actually it was 11.
Yeah. What a trick.
Yeah,
I need to remember it, yeah.
and when I told my friend about this, my friend, I gave him 1,000 Turkish lira extra. No problem. I'm reliable for that.
Yeah,
It will be
you
my
were in
money.
a harsh. Yeah, then you're
Yeah,
in a harsh, and when you're too nervous and get a lot
yeah.
of obstacles, you don't pay attention to such things. Yeah.
But anyway, I wasn't supposed to have a deal with money when I was on my way. First of all, secondly, my friend said to me that this guy is reliable and I can rely on him. Actually, I wasn't. And now the most interesting thing that when we told this guy that about this situation, he answered that I didn't give him. Okay, I defrauded him and gave him 26,000 Turkish lira instead 27. Could you imagine? I was like, what the hell? And you know what? When he blamed me, I said like, okay, no problem. We were in airport. There were a lot of cameras, and if I have defrauded him, I defeated him, so he can apply me. Is it correct? In the police, Andy?
Who he could. You can just say he could go to the police.
Yeah, but he didn't. Yeah, and anyway, this extra 1,000 Turkish lira was mine because I used my money because of big commission, and the money my friend sent me wasn't enough. Yeah, I just wanted to help, but I fucked up again, unfortunately.
Well, guys, I suggest that we slowly wrap up and share maybe some post factum feedback if there is something to say, some kind of postponed comments, something you've forgotten but now remember to mention, some responses or just commentaries. Yeah, so who would like to say something?
I can't, like last time. So Andy, I sincerely want to thank you, because you know it's only one opportunity for me currently to speak English, and I feel like I'm losing my speaking skill. And thank you very much that you helped me with it, and you helped me a lot with information. Every time when I have some stupid English question, I ask you about this, and that's everything what's happening here is because of you, and thank you very much. And you know, my mood has lifted here. Thank you very much.
I was going to fall again because your brother was crawling behind you, but he is he's away. Sorry. Well, you're welcome.
No,
You're welcome. Well,
I can continue maybe. And it was perfect as usual. And thank you all for the opportunity to speak with you, to share some thoughts with you. And it's really cool that each time I meet new people, and they have interesting stories, and they have some experience to share, and so on. And it's really nice and interesting, and I really appreciate it. And thank you, Andy, for this opportunity again.
you're very welcome, as always.
Yeah. Who's next?
Well, it can be me. Thank you again, as always, because it's such a great opportunity to speak English. And before I got this work, English was just my hobby, and I was used to do it for pleasure, to speak for pleasure, to read, to watch, only for pleasure. And then it became work, and I started to feel that it's not my hobby anymore. It's not something that I do just because I like it. And this club is a great opportunity for me to remind myself that it's something for me to make myself happy, and that's great. And it's so great to meet all of you from different countries, different cities. It's so great that we live in 21st century, and we have an opportunity. I mean, we have Zoom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
what a time to be alive.
Yeah. Agree.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Никита, ты труп.
It's a motor.
Do I need to translate? It's not me.
Yeah.
Excuse
You
me.
see? Yeah.
I'll mute Vadim for some time. So,
Yeah.
Al, how was the experience for you?
Alright, like the conversation is perfect, and because this is the first time that we met, so I'm a bit shy and I didn't speak a lot, but I hope that like next conversation I can speak more, and like nice to see you guys.
Yeah.
It was a
Nice
pleasure
to
to have you
meet
here.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was really nice to hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and since so many times, yeah, it's really good to have a full conversation with you.
Yes.
I hope you will join us also.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes. Thank you so much.
I hope to. Yeah.
I think there is nothing to add except the gratitude and as usual. And I will be happy to be here again.
Have you closed the balcony?
I have. I don't know why my daughter asked me to close, because she told me that cat is attacking her. I don't know why.
Today's
But
stream is very
I closed.
hostile. Very hostile. Everyone is under attack.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And
Cat.
sorry for my interruption. I thought it's over. Could you transform your Autobot into a car?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
It was not designed this way,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Nancy made it. I mean, what the?
oh, it's handmade?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
It is.
it is
Oh,
made
really?
from paper.
Whoa,
Um,
whoa.
Yeah.
You see, it's.
Wait, whoa.
Paper?
Yeah.
Paper, yeah.
Yeah.
Paper. It's so
I
Oh,
have
that's
I
really-
have a post on VK about this, how I created it.
Yeah.
It's very fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
And I think it was a tremendously difficult job. I mean, I'm looking at these details, and I can't imagine.
Yes.
I can't imagine
Well,
how you did
yeah.
it.
It was certainly, like I had a book, if I can brag about it right now. I had a book of like Transformers, and there was like two pictures of Optimus Prime.
I'll show just a
And
second.
Yeah, oh, you have it. And I had to understand how to like simplify all the details into basic form so I can build them from paper. And then I just, that's that book. And so I simplified it. I had, yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
And I drew the how do you call it when you have this drawing of a form?
Sketches?
Blueprint or
Yeah,
sketches?
kind of sketches. Yeah, I think. And then I had to like cut it out and put it all together, but it was very small. It was I honestly I hate working with paper, and I'm really surprised that I actually I actually thought I like. I mean, it was very fun. Yeah, those pictures. And it was very fun, but like, I usually have some idea in the beginning and I think, wow, it would be fun to make it. But in the middle, you understand how hard it is, but you have to continue. And I don't remember how long it took me, but it was certainly fun, and to paint it, to build it together. Yeah. And I don't know, I can send you the link to the post if I still have it.
Please.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry for my word. I said something about pathetic, but I didn't mean something about your toy. I wanted to say something insulting to Andy. Actually, it's amusable. Oh, amusable, is it correct? Can I say so?
Amusing?
Admirable. No. Okay, it's adorable. Maybe I confused that. Yeah, and there are a lot of details, and so
that's cool.
I've sent the link to the chat in Zoom. If Andrew you think it's if you want, you can double it into the chat, duplicate the link. if you think it's.
What do you mean duplicate?
And to copy it to the chat of the good game.
Oh.
If you think it's appropriate.
Yeah, sure it is. Just a second. I think this wonderful job deserves like all the possible spread, but I don't see my chat.
It still misses its ears or something. Does he?
Yes, unfortunately, because I had to transport him a lot of times, well, he lost his ears.
Guys, just a second. I need 30 seconds. I wanna share the high art. Just
Yeah.
just a second.
Okay,
Also,
intriguing.
Ariel Pink sent this GIF to the chat.
Oh.
Yeah.
By the way, I think I'm the one who didn't say anything about this evening today, but it was really nice, and I'm happy I decided to join, and thank you for having me here. Yeah, it was really nice to meet you all and to talk to you all.
And we are very happy that you have joined.
Yeah.
Eugene, what's that?
That's true.
Yeah, so
It's a masterpiece, I think.
Yeah, my brother got 4 points for this. Is correct? Mark.
A good mark.
So yeah. So this is tank, right? No, tank. It's something another one. Andy, I know that we use tank for
It is a
some
tank.
clothes.
It is a tank.
Tank too, right?
Yes.
So how do you rate it? Just there is one small detail. If I crop it, you're able to see the person. Can you see this?
Yes.
Corpse of.
There is a guy below the tank. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just.
Ah.
Is it clear?
Yeah, poor guy.
That's.
But. Yeah. He didn't have enough time, so he made decision to use this style for people. It's like this. Yeah, and it was the reason to give him. I know there is another rating, A, B, C, D, right?
So it's B.
But it's B, yeah. But it could be 5. But it's not because of
it
these
could
people.
be 5. Yeah. If he wasn't so cruel, yeah.
But it is real war. War is hell, as the meme
Yeah.
says. So and
yeah.
Kostya says on the chat that it is 10 out of 10. So you can tell your brother.
Yeah.
But he could write something like this, but not like this. It's so primitive. Yeah. That was the reason. Yeah.
It's a concept.
And
it's a concept of an artist.
And he is an artist. Yeah.
Yeah.
He has his own view of this. Yeah, and nothing special else.
So,
but Houston.
I think at this point we'll be finishing. So, who would like to book a place for next time? Now, before we finish, just for me to know.
If you bear one more time, I would like.
All right. So, got you.
Yeah.
And
me too.
Thanks. So, and
it's like next Saturday.
Yeah, next Saturday. Yes.
Next Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Me.
Okay. Cool.
Oh,
cool.
perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I want to thank you for participation, for your activity. I was quite distracted by the chat because I was trying to maintain 2 conversations at the same time, which is kind of I'm not sure how to do it well yet, but I hope I'll manage. So the recording I'll publish today, well, maybe the latest tomorrow, but I'll try to do it today. And you could see everything what was happening. And wish you a nice weekend. Looking forward to seeing you soon. And yeah, bye bye.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Till next time.
Bye bye. Have a good night.
Goodbye.
Good night.